cross post stuff. No.
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the North-South Racing League ARCA series here. They're starting to qualify. And we're here with coverage of the 2021 season number 2 for the North-South ARCA series presented by the 5-Star Relay Group, J&G Hardwood Flooring, Kelly's Custom Engraving and Track Time Entertainment. Tonight, we'll be bringing you round one live from the North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. I'm Harold Darner, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Guys are out there qualifying right now. Best times are on the screen as the guys are starting to take a ride around this raceway. We're going back in time to 1987. This is the North Wilkesboro, North Carolina track as it was intended to be driven upon in 1987. The track is no longer used, but iRacing and Dale Earnhardt Jr. went back, laser scanned the track, and got it back into its heyday and put into the system. Drivers love it. Big time short track. Getting told by race control that we may be skipping the LCQ tonight because we are taking 30 car field. So that's how this works for the Lightspeed, the North-South Racing League. This is a 0.625 mile track. We'll be doing 200 laps tonight. It is daytime conditions here on the raceway at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll be here at North Wilkesboro next week, Martinsville. No one has won yet. Standings are at 0, so it's a new season for these guys. Tonight, no fast repairs, iRacing flags only. Full fuel in the tanks, 3 sets of tires in the pits. Lucky dogs in effect. We will have 30 car field and going from there. A lot of action going on tonight. First set up for here. Have our thanking all of our sponsors. Thank you all our sponsors at bottom right hand corner there. Flipping through them to give them some shout outs. A little bit of love there to all of our presenting sponsors. The North-South Racing League ARCA Series is presented to you by 5 Star Realty Group. 5 Star Realty Group is located on the Emerald Coast in beautiful Panama City, Florida. 5 Star Realty Group has years of experience in residential properties, investment opportunities, vacation rentals, and commercial properties, and looks forward to helping you with all your real estate needs. Tonight is a special race for the North-South guys. North-South Racing League. This is a South track. The driver with an N or the blue cars and some of the overlays wins tonight's race to get an extra 25 in the cash for winning in a South track. Says winning at the enemy track. Enemy at the gate there. And we'll continue to move through information as we can and get that. Looks like we have less than 30, so I said we'll probably be skipping right into the feature, which is 200 laps tonight. We have a few other issues going on. We'll just keep an eye out what these guys are doing. Like I said, the flags are thrown by iRacing, not by race control. There is a race controller. He will be issuing EOLs and clearing black flags for very specific things and keeping me abreast of what's going on. Racetrack. You are following us in the stream. You can give me a chat and watch in here. Trying to load the North-South. I don't think I've seen them just yet. I do now, so it's good. We'll get on there so I can see what you guys are doing as well. All right, there we go. All right, so April Ort's in the house looking for Tiny Horse to repeat what he did on Monday night. And we've finished qualifying. And it's gonna, because of the scoring system here, we're just gonna have to let things go and advance through the field. Back in station here was Kevin Barrett was the fastest time with Justin Grosher second, Johnson third, Brian Holmes, Dula, Nichols, Apple, Nelms, Rich, and Applegate fastest times tonight. Pace cars checking the raceway to make sure we're all set for our feature tonight. Matt Dula, Kenneth Dula here. And a couple people already talking in the stream. Shout out to everyone. Another one of our sponsors tonight is J&G Hardwood Flooring. J&G Hardwood Flooring. Sponsors there. J&G Hardwood Flooring is a small family-owned business which started in 2005, located in Christiana, Tennessee. It serves all of Middle Tennessee. Owners are Josh and Brandon Lizinski. Have a combined 35 years of experience to serve all of your flooring needs for new construction and remodeling or even small repairs. For estimates and scheduling, call 615-904-2218. And we're waiting for them to be able to skip through the last chance qualifier and get us into warm-ups, set us into the feature for tonight. 200 laps, ARCA cars, North Wilkesboro. That's 5-minute warm up, and then the grid for the main event. That's right. Waiting for the to get past the LCQ here. Another one of our great sponsors is Kelly Customs Engraving. They're a locally owned and operated business located in, let's say, Bolivarville, North Carolina, specializing in custom engraving of wood, leather, glass, acrylic, many more materials. Be sure to like and follow their Facebook page to view all their amazing products and place your order. They are also providing tonight's winner with a personalized plaque for commemorating the win here at North Wilkesboro for season number 2 in the ARCA series, 200 laps showdown. South track with the north to south drivers doing battle on this just over half-mile raceway as it was set in 1987. Right, we've now moved into the warm-ups. Guys will get onto the raceway and start getting some of their times in and figuring out where their pit stall sits on the pit lane. If this is your first race watching us with the North-South Racing League, the drivers are assigned a team based geographically on the north or the south. And each track is given an identifier as north or south. This is considered a south track in North Carolina. So a racer in the north or the blue colors on some of our overlays, if they win the race, they'll get a bonus for winning in enemy territory. The south drivers, the gray drivers on the overlays, will be looking to prevent that from happening tonight. Give us a shout out on where you're from and who you're pushing to the front, who you're rooting for. Looks like we got quite a few racers out on the raceway today. I'm Harold Darner with One to Go Studios. If you've made your way here, you're either watching us on the North-South Racing League Facebook website or Facebook site, or watching on one of our three platforms, either the Twitch, the YouTube, or the Facebook Live. If you come into us on any of these, please do us a favor and click either that bell or follow or subscribe, so that you know when we go live. We have multiple races going on throughout the week. We have the two races with the North-South Racing League groups on Mondays and Thursday nights. And we're doing the Lightspeed Racing League, and they're on Facebook as well. And they run on Wednesdays and Friday nights with the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars. Tomorrow night they will be doing battle in the last great Coliseum with the Cup cars, Bristol, as she was intended, with the asphalt down, not the dirt. If you want to see a good show, check that out tomorrow night. We'll go live there at 8:20. Start that televised event. Lots of smoke on the raceway. This is going to be a grueling little trip for some of these guys tonight. Check out your weather provided with Lottie'sTravelWorld.com for the 5-star Realty Group 200. It's partly cloudy, 82 degrees in the air, but 109 on the track. 40 degrees humidity and 8 miles per hour is the wind coming out of the east. Got about a minute and a half going until we get to gridding. That is a very hot race surface, so the cars will be sliding if they needed any other help. But it is a hot day in the lower half of the mountains there in North Carolina. And we are in the warm-up for 5-Star Realty Group's ARCA Series at North Wilkesboro, race number 1. Again, the format here, full fuel in the ARCA machines. They have 3 sets of tires to take in pit lane. There's a single pit lane with cars going to be right on top of one another. Some people may actually miss their pit stall, so we'll keep an eye on that throughout the evening as well. You see right there at pit entrance, we have the camera right there in turn number 4. We're at 30 seconds left for the guys come out onto the grid. You see a really close up of one of the cars right there. Turn 3 and 4 have that nice little bit of curb, which will upset the car. If you touch that, it'll send it straight up the racetrack. And then turns number 1 and number 2, you go over there here, has that grass, and you get down there, and it'll get the car wanting to turn around on itself. All right, looks like we are getting ready to go to green flag racing. As the cars are starting to grid. All right, tonight's grid presented to you by 5-Star Realty Group. Check them out for any needs you have on the Emerald Coast down there in Florida, Panama City. Your pole sitter, Brian Holman. I'll be the inside row 1 in that 60, Ryan Johnson. Tiny Horse in 3 outside of him. Justin Grosser in a 38. North Machine is in the inside of 2. Outside of him is Kevin Barrett Jr. in the 9. 09, Matt Dula in that 17 machine is in the position. 6th is Randy Nichols in the 11. Jared Apple is 7, coming out 7th, 51N. Josh Nelms in the 01 outside of row number 4. Row 5, JD Rich and Chad Applegate. Row 6 is Jonathan Cross and Shane Loveridge. Greg Palski and Joe Witkowski are in row 7. Row number 8 is Dan Janin and Jason Dinsmore. Row 13. Row 9, going 17th, is DJ Meltmeyer and Marshall Johnson. Justin Engel and Jason Gordon will be in row 10. Row 11 will be Travis Hoffler and Robbie Clavey. Christopher Yergs and Jeff Mathis will be in row 12. Row 13 in the 25th position, James Grimm. Outside him, Matt Allen. Inside of row 14 is Michael Van. Outside of him, Chuck Sweating. And finishing out the 29th and 30th position in row 15, inside is Philip Martin in the 46 and Justin White in the 30th position. Outside of row 15, we're getting ready to go racing. Lights are out on the pace car, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing. The flag man has the green in his hand, and it lets it fly. Green flag racing at North Wilkesboro as the cars come flying down turn number 1 off the flag stand. The number 60 machine of Brian Holman is in a commanding lead with Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson directly behind him. See the 1-2 right there. Show your intervals on the board there. The 60 and the 3 are continuing to do battle in the 1-2 position. The South is holding steady in the front position right now. Brian Holman putting up the fastest lap of 19.029 in his ARCA machine. They're both right along that bottom line. Single file all the way back to number 9. Lap 3 of 200 being put down right now. Kevin Barrett in the 09 in the 3rd position has now put up the fastest time of just over 19 seconds. The caution has come out. We will try to get that information for you. What happened there? So your top 5. 60 of Holman, Johnson, Barrett Jr., Justin Grosser, and Matt Dula. Part of your 5-Star Realty 200 here. 6 laps being worked on, so 5 laps in. First caution on the raceway. Five-Star Realty Group 200 here at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. All right, race control has assessed that situation. There's the number 76 machine. So let's try to check out Jason Grimm. See if we can go back a couple laps and see what happened there. Yeah, 76 on the inside of the 75 machine. This is working lap number 3. Down into turn number 3 here. Off for turn 4. And he just gets a little bit too quick into the gas, and around she goes. Single car auction. It's pretty good. I don't think he hit anything, so he's going to be put back to the end of the longest line and start back from there. Good shout out to Michael Xavier, whose Mike is in the booth in the race control trailer, and he's one telling us what's going on and talking to the drivers out there. Well, back to a double file restart. Pace cars in. Flag gets out. As you see them roaring down into turn number 1. Coleman, Johnson under attack. Looks like Justin Grozer got underneath him there. 09 machine. That was Kevin Barrett Jr. who's up underneath him there. Out in the second position. Mark Johnson now back. So they're going to go side by side here. Yellow is back out on the raceway. Lot of tore up race cars back here. Let's see if we can back it up to see what happened with the 73. 76 machine sliding through the turn. He gathered it up, but then snapping the car hard into the wall, taking out 4 other cars. So not a good night there. The 76 looks like that engine just expired, but took out the 73, the 88. Man, tough break for those guys tonight. I said we talked about it in the beginning of the stream here. We were talking about the heat on the racetrack being over 100 degrees here. Matter of fact, let's double check what it is right now. And there you go. It's 106 degrees on the racetrack. Getting into that gas a little bit too soon will cause that car to want to jump off to the right. It looks like he corrected it and then overcorrected it back up into the wall, taking out those other drivers. He's parked it, so James Grimm gonna come back another day, do battle here yet again. But that's a break for some of those cars that were involved in that early cautions thus far. And the weather provided by Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. If you're looking for a vacation, a staycation, any kind of travel need, check out Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. And they will help you out. Over to Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. They're a dream vacations franchise. Lots of ability to make your vacation a dream vacation. So our race summary provided by J&G Hardwood Flooring. Race record the 5-Star Realty 200. Brian Holman is your race leader. And 2 cautions for 8 laps. 30 drivers took the green flag. Brian Holmes, I believe, is the fastest racer on the track. 19, but actually that is was actually Kevin Barrett in the 09. One of the things we still got to look into, using these custom names and car numbers causes iRacing not to like me with some of the things we got. But we'll work that out. But that's your race recap provided by J&G Hardwood. It looks like Holmes and Johnson will be leading us back to the green flag again. Green flag in the air. The 60 brings them to the front, to the field, to turn number 1. Side by side, the 9 and the 3. The 09 and the 3 car side by side. The 09 has a slight edge. The 3 makes it back up off the corner. 09's early into the corner. 3 on the outside to the wall. Looks like they're going to straighten it out. Single file. No, not at all. They're going to keep battling in here. The 9 and the 3. The 09 and 38. Right behind them is Justin Grosser. And that 3's right there on the back deck lid of the 09. Now they straighten it out to single flag racing. Or single file racing under the green flag conditions. 18 laps of 200 being worked here as we got Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson there in that third. 3 car in the third position. Looks like the 07 is making an unscheduled pit stop. After working lap now 19 of 200. Almost 10% into this race here. Try to run through the field as we can here. So there's your race leader is Brian Holman. He's under attack right now by the 09 of Kevin Barrett Jr. and the 09 machine. Ryan Johnson right behind them in the 3. Justin Grosser in the 38 machine is in 4th. 5th is Randy Nichols in the 11. Matt Gula in the 17 is in 6th, and Jared Apple in the 51 machine is in 7th. 8th place is Josh Nelms in the 01. 61 is JD Rich holding the 9th spot. Dan Janin in the 23 machine, of all chrome car there. 16 is DJ Weltmeyer in the 11th spot. Joe Witkowski, 24, is in 12th. Number 10 of Jonathan Cross is in the 13th spot. Jason Dinsmore is in that 62 machine in the 14th. Blue Ribbon 29 machine of Jason Gordon is in 15th. A little push there by Chad Applegate in that 04 machine, who's being set up in 16th, and Jeff Mathis 17th in the 8th machine, that Tabasco car. Yellow is out. Marshall Johnson's 18th. Chuck Sweating is 75th, is in 19th. Chris Yergis in the 84 is 20th. Travis Hoffler in the 20 and 21 position. The 148 of Justin Engel is in the 22nd position. And Shane Loveridge is the last car on the lead lap in the 72 and 23rd. Shane Loveridge is going to be assessed an EOL for that. So let's see if I can get back to seeing what happened in that last restart here, or the last little bit of green flag we did, as we now are working lap 24. 100. Just seeing Shane Loveridge and like a tandem spinning there between the 72 and the car right behind him. So brings out the caution. 25 laps being worked here. 1/8 of the way done. So we have Holman and Barrett, Johnson, Grosser, and Nichols, your top 5. Lucky Dog running around the outside there. Oh, 22 cars on the lead lap. 21 cars now, sorry, on the lead lap. Special shout out to all of our presenting sponsors for the NSRL ARCA at North Wilkesboro. Some are on pit lane here. These guys are going to be having to wait for the cars to pass on by for the open pit lane back up again. The other race car was the 44 of Matt Allen. So that was that tandem spin we saw earlier. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. $60 on the high side, the 09 on the low side. And he gets a nice jump off. And Justin Grosser on that 38 machine also looking pretty good as he gets a nice high side run, and he gets a little bit of a shove from that 09 and up into the retaining wall he went. We're still going green. And that 3 and Johnson Tiny Horse around the 09, and 11's out, and the caution is out. Caution flag is out. See, going back to the replay, see the contact within the 09 and that 38 machine. Did not bring out the car. Oh, 01 went around there. That may have been what caused it there. Josh Nelms. Back up a little bit there and see how that went. Saw the contact up front there, but we did not see what was going on back here. It was evasive action and then the 17. So through the grass, the 01 goes. EOL to the 01. Fastest lap, Kevin Barrett, that 09 machine right here. Current top 5 at the end of 32. The South is holding the position with Brian Holman and Ryan Johnson, Kevin Barrett, Randy Nichols, Jared Apple. 2 North drivers, 3 South drivers in the top 5. Some guys on pit lane here as we're looking off turn number 1. front with your leaders. 60 and of Brian Holman and Ryan Johnson yet again will set up that front row. Evan James says we're doing a good job. Well, I'm glad to hear we're doing a good job. We were actually able to get in today without any real issues, so we're happy for that. But we're thankful that you guys are watching. Let us know who you're pushing for, rooting for, what kind of paint you might like. And there's lots of stuff to do out here, so whatever you guys think of, what you think we might be able to talk about, put something in there. Let's talk with you, the race fans that are here. This is as much your show as it is mine. We're under caution here as we're waiting for the pace car to get up and out of the way. Bushbacker. Did I get it? Mike King says, how about that 3? Ryan Johnson. Evelyn back to green flag racing. Yellow's out already, though. I got it right. All right, Evan. So now you know that I know how to say it. Now you're gonna have to keep me up. Make sure I got it right all the time. But Mike King, how about that 3 of Tiny Horse? Ryan Johnson's in that second spot with that tie-dye 3. I love that throwback to Dale Sr. with that 60 car just up in front of him. He's surrounded by South driver. EO 84 was given that. So let's try to see if we see Chris Yergs and what happened in that last little set here. Whoa. I'm gonna back it up a little bit more than that. So lots of action here at North Wilkesboro. It's a very small racetrack, but has a lot of grooves. Just have to really know when to get in and get out of the gas. Looks like a lot of smoke is in front of that 84. He comes up the racetrack up into the 38, makes contact, and he was given the EOL. Along this line for the number 84 as we go back to live. Johnson in that second spot. Holman, Johnson, Nichols, Barrett, and Apple. This is the first race of the ARCA season. So season number 2, race number 1. The NSRL had started season 3 for the street stocks on Monday night, where the young man Ryan Johnson took home the victory. He's looking to try to repeat sweep 2 for the week. $60-3, that 11 machine, the 09 of Kevin Barrett and Barrett Apple at 51. Again, if you're just new to the North-South Race League, the cars are divided into 2 teams, the North, the South. The N's are the North, the S's are the South. Some of the overlays ends are blue for the blue North colors and the gray for the South. So kind of going with the North-South theming here. If the race car driver from the North team wins tonight, they get a $25 bonus for winning in enemy territory at a South track. This is also a showdown, which means they go the longer distance. And Kelly Custom Engraving will provide them with a custom plaque for tonight's win. It's pretty darn good. Check it out on the Facebook site over at NSRL North-South Race League. They have pictures of both of their plaques that were made for this week. As we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, and off goes that 60 car. Big jump off the 3, 2 by 2 in the back, 3 and 4. With the 51 in that 23 car, now right behind them, side by side, goes the 11 and the 09. Let's stick with them. Big tight racing here. The 51's coming into the picture, the 23, 17 on the inside of the 61. Lots of action back the 6th spot, as that number 60 is off, and the yellow flag has yet to flying again. And it was that 29 machine. Turn around. Let's see if we get a better view of what happened here. So we're back in a replay mode. Race control calling this EOL on the 20 machine as he makes contact with the 29 as the 29 passes by. 29 ends up looping it in turn 3 and 4. Not much damage there. Maybe get that thing going right way here. But EOL for the number 20 machine. And that would the number 20 car. Trying to find it is Travis Hoffler. So he will be given a EOL back to the rear. He'll go. We try to get ready to go green flag racing again. Pace car on the racetrack. 46 laps completed. As you see our flag man frantically waving the yellow flag. We got our sponsors here. Right. Race control keeping me together here. A special shout out to our presenting sponsors there for the NSRL ARCA at North Wilkesboro. Thank you to all of our sponsors. See them rolling through while we're under caution. Race summary by J&G Hardwood Flooring. Star Realty Group 200. The leader is Brian Holman. 6 cautions. Excuse me, not 66. For 29 with 30 cars taking to the green flag. Looks like we have 3 off the raceway currently. Weather. By LottiesTravelWorld.com. 105 degrees is that track temperature, so when you push that little skinny pedal, you better hope that car is locked up and ready to go. But if not, over that right rear will come right around, as we've seen quite a bit here coming off turns 3 and 4. Pace car continued to march him through the paces here. Big aerial shot there from our blimp in the sky high above the North Wilkesboro Speedway. As we should be going green on the next lap. Lights are off of the pace car. Lap 50 of the 200 here. So when we take the green flag, we'll be 25% of the way done. 60 takes the green. Off he goes. Turn number 1, followed by the 3, the 09, the 11 machine. The almost 3 wide with the 51, the 11, and the 23 car. 23. Dan Janjanin attacking that 11 machine as the 17 and the 51 are now side by side. So put Dan Janjanin in that 23 Chrome up in the top 5 now. Randy Nichols right there in front of him. And that 09 of Kevin Barrett, 3rd. Ryan Holmes, your leader. 0.3. So 3/10 in the lead, about 3 car lengths. Back here in the 51, looks like Dula and the 51 doing battle here, and the caution flies yet again. The 8 was part of that. Let's see if we can back that up. But the 8 and the 55, excuse me, it's the 16. Let's keep an eye on the 8 and the 16 as we look at the replay. Big stack up here in 3 and 4. Both of them had to woe that down as they're coming off the corner. Like the 8 gets into the wall, overcorrects, comes down into the 16 machine. Let's see what race control gives me on that. EOL to the 8 car. So we're at lap 55 of 200, just over that 25% of the way done. The quarter way in here, Holman and Johnson, your leaders, followed by Barrett, Nichols, Janjanin, Apple, Dula, Rich, Chuck Sweating, and Joe Witowski. You see, are getting his lap back there. Cars on the lead lap now, or 22 cars on the lead lap according to scoring. Cars have yet to come down pit lane, or the top 8 machines have not top 8 in the 10th and 12th. So 10 cars have been on the racetrack for all 56 laps, no fuel and no tires. And I did the calculations. I was thinking around 60 under green flag conditions would be the limit on fuel, but we've had quite a few caution laps, so that's going to change that up a little bit. Oh, across the stripe here, be 57 down. Lights are off on the pace car. We'll get ready to go back green flag racing. All right, here they come to the stripe. .09 up underneath the 3 with the 11 in tow. 3 cuts down, shuts the door on the 9. Single file back to Janjanin, who's now in the 6th spot. Stretch, lap 60. Brian Holman, 3/10 ahead. The rest of the field. The 60, the 3, the 9, and the 11. Pretty much all under a blanket right there in front of your screen. You see the 3 within a half a car length of the 60 coming out of turn 3 and 4. The 9 and the 11 are about a car length apart. Back here to the 14th position. A lot of cars trying to find their spots around the raceway. All single filed out pretty much. And back to the leaders. You see, they're all single file all the way to the back of the pack. Contact between the 8 there. Yellow is out. The yellow is back out. And Janin. Back that up a little bit. Not sure if I saw any contact or did he get into the gas a little early. I think I saw contact until after right here. But we'll see what race control has to say. Looking at 4 racers have decided to pack it up and come back on another day and try yet again. We are switching to single file restarts for this restart. And Janin was issued the EOL for a self spin. And the 23 also given an EOL. That is Janin, sorry. The 23 of Janin. EOL self spin. And race control reminded me we are now going to do a single file restart as we're finishing lap 68 of 200 now. A lot of crinkled up race cars. A tough battle. Typical short track racing. "70 laps be completed as we come to the green flag," it looks like. Race cars' lights are out. Take a shot from our drone camera. Race leader Brian Holman will take the lead up. Yep, the green flag is back in the air. He has a heck of a jump, a half a second ahead of the second place car of Ryan Johnson. "71 laps as we cross the line. A third of the way through the event. So, Holman your leader, Johnson second. Third is Kevin Barrett Jr. Randy Nichols in the 4th spot. Garrett Apple in the 5th spot. Chuck Sweating in the 75 machine. He'll be in 6th. 7th is JD Rich in the 61 Monster. Joe Witowski in the 8th spot. Okay, we had a restart violation from the 84 machine. And then that 46 machine is in 9th. Josh Nelm 01 is in the 10th spot. Shane Loveridge in the 11th spot, 72 machine. Jason Gordon just drove down in there. He's in the 29. He's not on the 11th spot, putting Shane back in the 12th. Jonathan Cross, 13th in the number 10. Justin Grosher in that 38 machine is in the 14th spot. 15th is currently Chad Applegate. Chad Applegate is in the 15th spot at 04. Matt Allen is in 16th in the 44. Jason Dismore in the 62 machines being scored in the 17th spot. Matt Dula, 17th, 17 car, 18th. Travis Hoppler in the 20 machine is in 19th. 20th is Marshall Johnson. Dan Janjanin now the 21st position. Jeff Mathis in the 8 machine is in 22nd. Laps down is the 84 machine of Chris Ergs, Michael Van, and DJ Weltmeyer. Back to the front here as things are heating up between Brian and Ryan in that front spot. You see from the nose cam of the 09 machine, you can see the two guys together in front of him as they're about to get into it with some lap traffic. So they're taking it 3 wide with the lap traffic there as the traffic is all the way to the wall. Johnson on the inside, Holman on the outside. But Johnson has the edge. And Johnson takes the lead. Battle's going to continue moving to 60. Up on the inside, he wants his position back. As you see the front 6 all together as the 60 regains the lead and the 09 now underneath the 3. The 3, there's nowhere for him to go. The 9 down low. Sliding off the turn, the 3 has to let the 09 get up in front of him. The 11 is up underneath him. He's not able to get down single file just yet. The front 5 here, the 11 sliding up underneath the 3 of Ryan Johnson. As you see the race leaders there. The 09, the 3, and the 11. None of these guys have come down for pits at all. They're on those 84 lap tires. They'll be needing to come down eventually. So I was taking 60 laps, but that was without caution laps. See the 60 a little loose there in the backstretch as the 09 looking to attack. 85 laps completed as we cross the stripe. The 09 looking to get underneath. He's not going to make it this time. Third one. The 09 has the 3 to deal with now. The 11 and the 51. It's Jared Apple down to the 5th spot. 60, the 09 and the 3. 6 cars all together here. But the best set of tires are on Chuck Sweating's machine. 11 laps less than everybody else. That big gap from 6th to 7th. Barrett doing battle with that 60. Our longer green flag runs that we've had as they complete 89 of 200. I see you guys out there in the stream, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Give us a shout out. Where are you from? Who are you pulling for? Lap 90, finishing right here. So 110 to go as we have race leader Brian Holm, All right, Ryan Johnson, Nichols, and Apple, the top 5. If you're just tuning in, we're the North-South Racing League ARCA Season 2 as the caution comes out. Caution on the raceway. All right, saying the 46. So let's try to see what happened here with Phil. He tore up race car there. Self spin there into the inside barrier. We get some work done on that machine. Oh, it looks like we had some people going on the pit lane while we were looking at that. See some of the drivers there on pit lane. All the leaders that were on those 84 lap tires came down. So 105 laps when we cross the stripe will be left, but that gives us a new race leader. Matt Dula is in front, followed by Jonathan Cross, Chad Applegate, Jeff Mathis, and Marshall Johnson. Be doing a single file restart. Under 100, so we're past the cross flags now. Race summary showing 9 cautions for 44 laps. Matt Dula in the lead. 104, so the temperature is coming down a little bit on the racetrack. There's your top 5. 3 North drivers, 2 South drivers. Right now, Matt Dula looking to get that extra cash here. $96. Let me make sure I'm right here. We were past 100 already, and we're not. We have 103 laps. After this, we will have the cross flag. I'm trying to get this race over quicker than it should be. It looks to me like we will be getting that cross flag here pretty soon. That Ricker Trucking Company car there. We're back under green flag conditions here. 97 lap down. So 3 to get to the cross flags. And Matt Dula off to the races ahead of the rest of the field. As we're green flag running here. 98 laps. He's half a second ahead of Jonathan Cross, and the caution flag looks like it's back out yet again. So just completing lap 99, and the caution flag flies. Thought that was Shane Lovers. See if we can find that back here. Went way low, and the 13 goes way high. Gets back to the gas. snaps that car around. Looks like he was getting awful loose. And he just takes it for a ride there into the inside retaining wall. .13 restart violation in the 72, both EOLs. At fresh rubber, Brian Holman puts him back into 4th. And Ryan Johnson now in the 5th spot. We are past halfway now, 101 of 200 completed. And their single file restart according to race control. Lights are off on the pace car. LA Customs engraving onboard cam with Chad Applegate, currently in the 3rd spot. Let's ride with him on this restart as we're coming off the backstretch, entering turn 3 and number 4. As we're going to complete lap 104. So that'll leave us with 96 laps left in the event. Single file restart and they're back off. They're green. Through the gears works the number 404 machine to Chad Applegate. As he's got a sight set on that 10 machine. Oh, and the number 60, that better rubber, that's Brian Holman. Went right around underneath the 404 machine. Caution out again. Contact 29 into 62. Thirty cars at North Wilkesboro. Definitely a challenge tonight. We did have the street stocks on earlier in the week on Monday night. .29 given the EOL for contact under the green flag there. Looking at 20 drivers on the lead lap currently, with 23 drivers racing. Be finishing 108 of 200 here. 92 laps to go. So these guys are going to have to come back. I think all these guys are going to have to come back down and pit at least for fuel one more time before we finish the event. Here's your top 5. The North is in control with Dula and Cross. Holman is the South's hope right there in 3rd. Applegate and Johnson. Holman trying to get the enemy out of the gates. Get back to south possession of the North Wilkesboro track. As we complete lap 110 on this time by, we'll have 90 laps left. This car is off. Dula getting the flag. Single file. Here we go. Back under green. 90 laps to go. That 60 car is attacking below the 10-9, the 10 North machine. That South driver itching to get back up to the front. That 60 machine of Brian Holman. Brian Holman on the inside, driving off. Looks like the caution is back on the racetrack. So Holman back up to 3rd. He is the top car on fresher tires. Then Johnson would be next, followed by Sweating Apple, Nichols, Grocer Rich, Elms, Janin, and Barrett. Take a look at your biggest movers. Currently, Chuck Sweating's up 22 spots. Track Time Entertainment is our Hard Charger Award. Will be issued at the end of the race. This award is earned by a driver who gained the most position in the race, and a picture of their car is taken and posted in the Facebook page with its own write-up to highlight the accomplishment. Not only has Track Time Entertainment picked up the weekly Hard Charger, but they are offering our drivers a discount as well. Track Time Entertainment is located in Texas and builds custom driving simulators with a personal touch. Rigs are fully customizable with color options and utilize 80/20 US extruded aluminum. These rigs offer a wide range of adjustability as well as different options for wheels, shifters, and keyboards. The possibilities are endless. If you can dream it, Track Time Entertainment can build it for you. So there's your biggest mover right now is Chuck Sweating up 22 spots, started in the 28th position. We're at EOL for the 20 machine of Travis Hoffler. We will be going single file on this restart. This custom engraving with the 60S machine of Brian Holman. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll stay with Brian as he takes us to the green flag with the two cars of Dula and Cross in front of him. Coming down the gears, getting ready to get off the corner. And Dula takes the flag, the 10 car. Checkered flag network 10. You see Brian Holman work the bottom underneath the 10 as you hear the throttle control. Not quite able to get there to make the pass yet. See him continue to work the bottom line. As he gets on by. That 3 is the 4, 04 and the 75 off the right of your screen. We're side by side. This has allowed Dula to get off to 8/10 of a lead as that 60 car is starting to reel him in. '60 of Holman, 8/10 behind Matt Dula. Getting that lead shrunk down to half a second. Brian Holman, fastest lap of the race, 18:09.77. Caution. Here with the 44 machine. We'll see what happened here. Locks it up to keep it off the wall. Good job there. Self spin for the 44. Single file restart. We get back. 79 laps remaining in the race. Going through the notes for tonight, the ARCA series for NSRL North-South Racing League. This is their first attempt of North Wilkesboro. So right now we are under caution. Race summary there, 13 cautions for 62 laps, about half of what we've run thus far. Sponsors here. But Matt Dula continues to lead this event. That car getting his lap back. 22 cars are on the lead lap. Only car not on the lead lap now is Michael Van, the 13, being scored 28 laps back. $124 laps being worked here. And if you guys are still out there, give us a little bit of a comment. Let me know who you're rooting for if I haven't already mentioned yet. Let me know where you guys are watching us from. Everybody's all around the track, all around the country here. Let me know if you guys are excited about getting to a local racetrack near you, where that might be. 125 laps down, 75 to go. We're back under green flag conditions here. Race leader Matt Dula is a 60s coming up behind him very quickly. 2/10 separate the two. Inside looks the 60, backs off the 17, maintains the lead as we're passing 127. $17.60. Now the 3 of Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson is now here. 15 of Chuck Sweating and Jared Apple. Randy Nichols, Cross, Grosser, JD Rich, and Kevin Barrett. Top 10 right now. Your battle for first on the screen here. 17 and the 60. Still under green flag. 60's looking for a way to get around Dula. Dula holding that position. Gonna make a fight for it. 1760 to 3 to 75. There on your screen. We're gonna complete 130, 70 laps to go. Dula's gonna have to come in pretty soon. He's at 64 laps. Everybody else is in the 30s. Cross is 84 laps on those tires, so he's gonna be coming down real soon. 1760 to 3 to 75 to 51. And that 11 of Randy Nichols all together, 1 through 6. Single file to 75 gets out of line. 60 right there on the 17. As we get a look there from Ryan Johnson's view as the caution flies. Race shows 0-1. Self spin. Wow, overcorrection and off it goes. Really hurt himself there. Back live with Dula down pit lane getting service. Was lead back in Brian Holman's hands with Ryan Johnson, Apple, Nichols, and Grosser. Barrett Jr., JD Rich, Phil Martin. All 40 lap tires, 8 as 1 through 8. 13 going around, getting one of his laps back. The 8 has retired. Be 22 drivers still on the racetrack, 20 on the lead lap. We're going to lap 136 of 200 here. Chopper or drone cam coverage showing the 60 to 3 there. These guys have been up front pretty much the whole event. At 51 of Jared Apple has been there as well. Nichols and Grosser. Single file again. 60, the 3, the 51, the 11, the 38 machine. Single file, they go. South is in control of the race right now as we're coming off of turn number 4 back to the green flag. Green flag racing, single file. 137 laps down of 200. Your leader, Brian Holman, off to a 6/10 lead over Ryan Johnson. Back here a little bit further, this 11 machine. Randy Nichols with some heavy right damage. Still being able to work that car around the racetrack. You see him giving 51 of Jared a little bit. Notice that he's trying to get around. He won in the 11 machine. Now the 09 coming into the picture. Your front five, all a few car lengths apart. Oh, yellow back out again. About 60 laps remaining in the event. Caution out on the raceway again. This will be a double file restart. You're just joining us as the North-South Racing League's 5-Star Realty Group Limited Liability Company, the LLC, off the Emerald Coast. They are the presentation company, the lead sponsor. As we see one of the cars getting their lap back here. We're under caution. ARCA cars here at North Wilkesboro. First time for the NSRL guys. This is season number 2 in their ARCA. Next week we're at Martinsville. And if you're watching One to Go Studios tomorrow night, the Light Speed Racing League Cup cars take on Bristol. The last Coliseum, the way she was intended to be with the asphalt. We are taking the dirt off the track in Tennessee and put it back the way she's supposed to be. You can check those guys out tomorrow, 8:20. We will be racing at the Coliseum. Sunday night, I will be producing the Extreme Motorsports 99 late models as they kick off their season at USA Speedway. Check that out on their Twitch channel. There with Jake, Bell, and Hunter. It'll be in the booth. I'll be pushing the buttons. 144 laps down of 200 here in the 5-Star Realty ARCA Series at North Wilkesboro for the North-South Racing League. Check those guys out on Facebook. 30 cars start this event. We have our drone cameras out there watching, waiting for the green flag to go out. 60 has control, so as soon as the pace car leaves, he can get us going again, and there he goes. Off he goes. The 3 hesitated on there. The 11 coming on his outside. 60 off to a heck of a jump. Half a second lead. 3 under attack by the 11. That hurt crate. That 51 machine, though, is underneath that 11. So they're going 2 by 2 all the way back to like 10th now. So 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th. Double file all the way. The 51 having to back out a little bit, causing the 09 have to check up. Looks like they're going to go to single file here as the 09 looks on the inside of the 51 and he backs off just before going underneath there. As it looks like JD Rich is moving up into that 5th spot. Ryan Johnson, half a second behind race leader Brian Holman. Johnson did win the street stock event on Monday night, looking for the sweep. $149 will be completed as we come across the stripe here. Flagman. Front starting to spread out a little bit. Top 5, about 3 seconds from the nose to the tail. Working lap 150, so we cross here. We'll have 50 laps to go. These guys will have to come back down if we continue to stay green for fuel and tires, most likely. They're at 57 laps on those tires. Chuck Sweating in a 75 machine, 18 laps in the 7th position. He may have it to the end with Dula and Jonathan Cross as well. We'll keep an eye on those guys as we continue to tick away the time. $19 cars being scored on the lead lap, with 21 drivers still racing. 5-Star Realty presenting the ARCA Series. Give a shout out to those guys for sponsoring your Thursday night racing. As you see the race leaders starting to get closer here. About 2 cars separate Ryan Johnson and Brian Holman. Don't count out Nichols, Apple, and Barrett Jr. They're moving up, and Sweating's right with them. So now the top 7 are breaking away from the field. The 60, that 3-car length now between the top 2. A whole second behind them is Randy Nichols and Apple and Barrett. Holman, Johnson to the stripe there, completing 155. 45 to go. Start seeing these guys have to figure out when they're going to pit next. The 60 and a 3 on 62 lap tires. Three underneath the 60 here. Can he make it stick? 60 has the better off. The 3 still on his inside. Tiptoeing around turn 1 and number 2 off. The 60 is going to have a better run. The 3 is going to back off and try it again. Allow the 11 and the 51 to get up closer. So 1st through 6th now. Anybody's game as we're working lap 159 of 200. 60, 2 car lengths now ahead of the 3. 3 seems to be better in as we're going to caution again. JD Rich, let's see what we can find here. Oh, right in front of JD Rich was the 10 and the 46. Heavy contact. Back that up and see it from Rich's perspective. Coming off a turn 4 to the stripe, the 46 makes contact with the wall, comes down on the 10 machine, and wow, JD goes for a ride. So the 46 will get an EOL for contact with the wall, causing that backup. So Holman stayed out. Everybody, Applegate's got 94 laps on his car. So it looks like we have some Johnson, Grosser, Nichols, Apple, Barrett, all going in for servicing. And it looks like we'll have 40 laps to go here. Those guys will definitely have enough to the end. Holman Not sure if he thinks he's going to have enough if they keep getting cautions. Is that's what he's looking at, and not sure. 33 of Marshall Johnson in the picture there. He's a lap down in 18th spot. Oh, the 60 of Brian Holman staying in command of this race. The 75 of Chuck Sweating. He has 30 laps on his tires. Dula Dinsmore, 29 and 20. Top four. Then Chad Applegate's 96. He's going to have to come back down in. Jonathan Cross, 29 in the 6th spot. And then everybody else is on fresh tires all the way back to Philip Martin, who is now in the 18th spot. 20 racers are on the raceway still. We continue to pace the field with our pace car. Lights are back off. 164 laps will be completed when we do take the green flag. So 36 laps will be remaining in the event. '60 elects to take the outside. As the green flag waves. 60 off to a clean start. Look at Dula going underneath that 62 machine of Jason Dinsmore. Lots of damage on that front and on both his left, right, and the rear in that car. So Dula in third. As that 75 of Chuck Sweating is in that second spot. Brian Holman off to almost 8/10 over the field as we're working lap 166 of 200. $34 to go. Seventeen cars on the lead lap. Holman is your race leader, but Chuck Sweating cutting that back to 5/10. Two South drivers battling for the top spot. First is Holman. Sweating is in second. As you see him starting to get within 2 car lengths coming up the corner. Turn 1 and 2 they go. Dula starting to get up into the picture. He's the first North driver. Followed by Jason Dinsmore and Ryan Johnson. So 3 in the top 5 for the North, 2 for the South. Caution is out. And the 44 here, there's a 04 in the 51. Watching the 10 and the 44 and 61 of JD Rich. 04 loses it, comes off the corner. He's down in front of the 10 car. Hit for both of them. 04 sees the EOL. Holman maintains the lead, 30 laps to go. Thirty laps remaining in the event. The 60 of Brian Holman in control of the lead. Chuck Sweating, Dula, 39 and 38 laps on their tires, about half of what's on the 60. And then behind them, the north driver of Ryan Johnson, the south driver Nichols, the north driver Grosser. Those guys are all on 12 laps. They've got fuel and tires to the end. Back from third, or actually fourth on back. So we're showing 19 cars on the racetrack. 11 cars have retired. Check out our biggest movers, the TTE Hard Charge Award recipients. Chuck Sweating, 26 spots in that 75 machine. Matt Allen, 17. Philip Martin, 16 spots up. Be anybody's game here. A little bit of switching up, and Bill would get in the top 10. He could probably lock this up. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll have 25 laps to go as we take the green for a double file restart. Dixie on the high side, green flag as we go back to racing. 25 laps remaining. Yellow back out on the raceway. And I believe they have 14X is the most we can get, so somebody may have had a disqualification based on contact. Wait for these guys to tell me what's going on. We are back live here. It will be 20 laps to go when we start this again. Down to 16 drivers on the racetrack. Race summary here. 18 cautions for 87 laps. 61 issue the EOL for that one. I don't believe he's on the racetrack anymore. And Holman is your fastest racer at 18.977, breaking the 19 seconds. So, supposed to complete this lap. We'll have 20 laps to go. Weather, 98 degrees, so the track temperature has dropped almost 10 degrees from the beginning of the race to now. Currently 4 o'clock in the sim here at North Wilkesboro. Star Realty, 5-Star Realty Group 200. North Wilkesboro Speedway, North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. as we're finishing up our last 20 laps of the event. Here's your top 5. South is in control with Holman, Sweating, Johnson, and Grosser. Johnson, Dula, and Grosser, all North drivers, trying to get their way up to front and win in enemy territory. Ready to go green flag racing again. Drone coverage, 60 gets the jump, the 75 of Chuck Sweating. The 2 South drivers doing battle in the turn 1 and 2. Dula and Johnson behind them in 3rd and 4th. With Grosser and Nichols now going back to single file. So Johnson still on the attack of Dula. Give it to Johnson in that number 3 machine as he's able to squeeze on by as he sets his sight on the 75 machine. 18 laps to go. 3/10 from the leader to second as Johnson trying to move up forward. Was not able to get around the 75. He has to back up and restack to go again. He's the best car with the best at 23 laps. Just started getting heat in them things, so he should be able to do some more dancing around if he needs to. The Sweating is now 2/10 behind the race leader. Johnson 2/10 behind him. Randy Nichols just set the fastest lap in that Heart Crate 11 car. The top 4 as we're watching them here going through turns 3 and 4. The stripe. Only 15 laps to go. Contact there between Johnson and Sweating, and 11 turns to 3. Not sure if we're going to get a caution. Looks like everybody's still going. It's green flag racing as Johnson back quickly in the rear. Johnson up into 2nd place as the 60 car takes off to a 2.5 second lead over the rest of the field after that contact between the 75 and the 3 machine. The race leader, Brian Holman, all by himself over here. As you see that he's almost in a tires. Oh, 3rd place car around and into the wall. Caution. Here's the 2 car of Jason Dinsmore. We'll watch him here. Approaching the 0-1. .09 ends up giving it to Dula there, and Dula goes around. And 09 will be giving an EOL for the contact. We go back to live footage here, as we're going to get 10 to go as we cross again. 09 back to the back. So that'll leave the 60 and the 11. So Holman and Nichols representing the South, and then Grosser, Johnson for the North, and Nelms for the North as well. 13 getting one of his laps back. We're down to 15 cars on the racetrack and only 13 on the lead lap. And John David Rich, or JD Rich, is apologizing to the number 51 machine of Apple for this incident. He put that up in the Facebook chat. It's a tough track this week for you guys, and just have to get back to practice and get back out on the raceway for next week as we're going to Martinsville. So under 10 to go here. Joy, the all flags are thrown by the iRacing themselves, not by an actual individual. So that's kind of how that goes. Sometimes, for some reason, we're not sure why they don't throw it, and sometimes, and the drivers, I'm sure they're asking the same questions. But iRacing flags only in the North-South Racing League, so the race controller and admins do not throw the caution flags, as we are getting set to get back to racing again. We're all wanting that outside line. You see the 11 and the 60 side by side as we start off. Here we go. '60, that 11, the 3 and the 38 machine as we're coming up on 6 to go here as we cross the line. 1, 2, and 3 as you see the fourth car there. So we have Holman, Nichols, Johnson, Grosser, and Hallen now top 5. The 11 car is really working it with that amount of damage on that right front fender, but he's really working that backside of the number 60 machine. As you see him trying to go low there. Caution with 5 laps to go. And we have one green-white checker if needed. Joey, that's what we're here for, to let people know. But this league, North-South Racing League and Lightspeed Racing League, have both taken the position that, for fairness, they only allow the computer to throw the yellow flags, and they don't get involved. They only go back and try to find out who was at fault and issue the EOLs. The race controller can also get rid of black flags if they're scored for avoidance and such. We definitely want to make sure that you do. I'm glad that you're watching here on Facebook, on YouTube. So, and we have a few more. This will be a green-white checkered. This will be it here. We have one attempt only. Ryan Johnson is looking to sweep the week after his win here in the street stocks. There's your current top 5. Holman, Nichols for the South, Johnson, Grosser, and Nelms for the North for the 5-Star Realty Group 200. Pace car still has its lights on. We're down to 14 drivers on the racetrack, 11 on the lead lap. Well, whatever happens here, we're going to end it. This is the one and only shot, the green-white checkered flag. The caution flies this time. It'll end the race under yellow. Ryan Holman has that outside line. That 11 machine was right up against him as we started last time. Oh, they contact again. Under caution. I'm not sure about that one. 60 off to a good jump this time. Like Nichols was trying to get up against him and beat him to the throttle. Did not work. The 3 and a 38 doing battle for the third position. 2 laps to go. As we come to the white flag, Brian Holman, white flag, 1 to go from 1 to Go Studios. It's your final lap. 60 and the 11 with the Johnson in the back. One more shot for the 11 to try to get there. Doesn't look like he's going to have enough energy to get there. He's going to keep the car going straight. 60 gets the win. Not sure about the back. Looks like Johnson might have got to the end and scored into third position. That is it for the 5-Star Realty 200 at North Wilkesboro. And we'll start to get some interviews with our race drivers as we get going here. All right, we're going to go over your race results for the 5-Star Realty Group 200 at North Wilkesboro. Holman, Nichols, Johnson, Grosser, Dula, Nelms, Barrett Jr., Sweating, Martin, and Hoffler, your top 10. Back from 11 to 20 was Loveridge, Cross, Allen, Apple, Dinsmore, JD Rich, Van, Applegate, Johnson, and Witowski. And 21 to 30, Dan Janjanin, Gordon, Mathis, Weltmeyer, Yergs, Paulski, White, Clavey, Engel, and Grimm. And that was your race recap results provided by 5-Star Realty Group for the 5-Star Realty Group 200 for tonight. Our charger for tonight goes to Chuck Sweating, 20 positions from 28th to 8th spot. So Chuck Sweating will be your hard charger provided by Track Time Entertainment. All right, let's see if we can get with our drivers as they have just starting to get where I can talk to them. The Ryan Johnson machine at 3N. Ryan, you're in the booth with Harold and third place finish. I know you were trying to get up there and try to sweep the week, but you were able to bring the tie-dye 3 to third position.
Yeah, it would have been cool. I don't think anybody's done it in our league yet. We had a chance there. I screwed up and I got into Chuck there, and I want to apologize again. I feel terrible. I didn't think he would slow down that much, and we don't usually race like that. But got back up to third somehow. I think we would have had something for Brian and Randy there, especially if we had some more green flag racing. But kind of a caution fest tonight, which a little upsetting, but we'll get better. Same thing happened last season. We had a lot of great races throughout the rest of the season. So looking forward to next week.
It's definitely, for a season opener, this track was a challenge. It's a challenge for everyone. I've been involved with the Coke series and with the Road to Pro, and we put the alien drivers on this track, and we were throwing the yellow hanky constantly. So not it's the track more very difficult to pass here, and it seems like as more patience goes away and you get on that gas a little bit too soon, you end up seeing the right side of your car go in front of you.
Oh, definitely. Passing was a pain. You had to be very patient. I know the one time I passed Brian for the lead, it took me like 5 or 6 laps at least, it felt like. And it was just trying to control the throttle and not spin out, not, drift up into him. And I'm sure he was doing the same thing on the high side. And yeah, it's something with the track in the car and the setup. And she's a loose one.
Yeah, this car wasn't even ready during the 1987. This was a car from the future brought to this racetrack. So you guys did a pretty good job. Brought it home to third. Who do you want to thank?
All the admins at NSRL. You opened the booth for broadcasting. Tez Motorsports. My family, friends, girlfriend, mom, um, and all our sponsors for the league.
And April what is watching in the North South Facebook page. So he's did so looking for you, Tiny Horse, to get up there. Not bad. So first and third, 2 podiums for Ryan Johnson. Going to Martinsville in the ARCA cars next week. So the paper clip, a little bit more room, but a lot more straightaway.
Yeah, I've never raced these cars on that track, so next week I am definitely not going to miss practice. But I think it'll settle out. Yeah, there's a lot more straightaway, and once we get spread out a little bit, I think there'll be a lot more good racing next week.
All right, this Ryan Johnson will let it get back to the hauler in that number 3 machine as we try to get a hold of Randy Nichols, who is in the Heart Crate 11 machine tonight. Randy, second place finish in the Heart Crate 11 machine. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good after that grueling yellow flag battle.
Yeah, it was definitely no fun. I'm sure at the wheels, like as soon as you guys started to get into a groove or any kind of rhythm, Flagman throws out the yellow flag.
Yeah, old Barney strikes again tonight. I would have been happy if we didn't get that last caution. I felt like I timed up that the second to last restart with Brian almost perfectly to the point where he wasn't going to drive away and I'd have to track him back down. But unfortunately, just wasn't in the cards tonight. I'm still happy coming home P2. I mean, it's a hell of a battle of attrition tonight, and I couldn't be happier to get this Heart Crate number 11 home at P2.
Yeah, I saw the last restart. You and the number 60 Brian Holmes made a little contact in 3 and 4. I think he was wanting to get down a little closer. I think he wanted like the midline, and you were wanting to hold it too. So, and I saw on because the second to last restart, that's where you were in the middle groove, and he was all the way up against the wall.
Yeah, I was with my monitor, I can't really see too far to the right side of the car, so I was basing it off of every other restart from tonight, and I kind of figured that's what he was going to do again. And when we made contact, I was like, okay, I guess he wants to come down a little bit lower, but it's just at least we didn't get any X's off of that, and wish I could have timed that restart a little bit better, but again, I'm happy I brought it home sort of in one piece. I don't have any fenders falling off the car, but yeah, it was gonna be close right there at the end.
Definitely. So, Randy, who you want to thank before we let you go and get you back down to the trailer?
I just want to thank my wife holding down the fort again tonight, and I just want to thank Heart Crate for all the great work they do, getting all underprivileged kids, foster kids, abused and neglected kids, something to kind of bring some joy into their life. And yeah, I mean they're doing great work, and so I'm happy to get this PT for them.
All right, Randy Nichols, let you get back down to the trailer. See you next week, Martinsville in the ARCA machines. And we're gonna go to your race winner, Ryan Holman, and all up in your business 60. The Buckies. We'll try to get him up in here. Ryan Holman, you're in the booth with Harold. You got that 60 car to the front. It stood up there. You were challenged a couple times, but you were able to bring it home P1.
Yeah, we had a good car today. a lot of fun. I think it was I think the setup was loose for everybody, so it was a lot of fun slipping and sliding and battling with these guys.
It looked like it was very tight in and loose off. Talked to the drivers and been on this track a couple times myself, and seems like that open wheel type more fixed setup with this, and unusual for it to be loose anywhere for a fixed setup, but definitely I'm sure the cars were a lot to handle, and very hot racetrack. It was at 108 degrees when you guys took the green flag.
Yeah, it was. It's definitely a handful. I learned in practice to back my corner entry up a little bit more, and it wouldn't be so tight on the entry in the center. I could roll the center a little better, and then it's just trying to maintain for forward bite up off the corners. But yeah,
Definitely short track racing where slow is fast, or the slow in, fast off always seems to work. You were able to work the higher line, and you would see the guys would dive up underneath you, and you were able to get the better bite off of the corner, and then they were trying every which way to get around you, and it just wasn't working. Passing was very difficult tonight. A lot of single file racing when we were under green, and just I said it all worked. Your strategy and everything all worked out.
yeah. I pitted on about halfway through, and then I guess it's around like 150 or so. Everybody else pitted behind me, and I was like, "Oh God, I just messed up." So, but we had a bunch of cautions there at the end, and was able to hang on. Get some decent launches on the restarts, and kind of hang on to the lead there.
All right. Well, before we let you go, Brian, it's your P1 finish here at North Wilkesboro. Who do you want to thank?
Well, I got to thank you guys for putting it on. All the drivers. I mean, this is by far the best league that I've been a part of as far as caliber of drivers and just cleanliness of racing. And I mean, it's really enjoyable.
All right. Well, we're heading out to Martinsville, the paperclip next week in the ARCA cars. So, I mean, a little bit different, more of the straightaways for sure. And the corners are a lot faster than they were here. So it'll be very interesting to see the difference in the racing, and a few more grooves, I believe, at Martinsville can be worked.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Martinsville's not one of my better tracks. I may need to talk them into letting me have a fast repair or something there, because we may be on the hook early.
Martinsville can be tough as well, another short track. But these series, the street stocks and the ARCAs, kind of intermixed a little bit here. You were a South driver winning at a South track, so good job defending against the North drivers. Ryan Johnson was trying to get up there, but wasn't able to.
Yeah, glad to defend the South here. We got us a South in first and second, so that's pretty good.
All right, this is Brian Holman, your race winner for tonight's 200 laps, presented by 5-Star Realty. We'll let him get back to celebration down in his pit stall and trailer. And I hope that everyone who was watching had a good event. From the presenting sponsors of 5-Star Realty Group, J&G Hardwood Flooring, Kelly Customs Engraving, and Track Time Entertainment. For the North-South Racing League ARCA Series and Wendigo Studios, I'm Harold Darner. Thank you so much for watching tonight's broadcast. We will see you at the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by Wendigo Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors